You won't believe which once-beloved pickup trucks are being abandoned in droves this year. Mechanics say they wouldn't touch them even with a wrench. In 2025, the truck market is seeing a massive shakeup, and the warning signs are everywhere. Owners are dumping their rigs faster than dealerships can take them in. And according to experts under the hood, some of these models are absolute nightmares in disguise. So if you're thinking of buying a pickup this year, pay close attention because what you're about to hear could save you thousands in repair bills, insurance hikes, and endless frustration. Let's start with Ford's big disappointment, the 2023 to 2025 Ford F-150 EcoBoost. On paper, it's a powerhouse, great torque, impressive towing numbers, but under real-world stress, those twin-turbo engines are showing major reliability cracks. Mechanics report turbo failures, leaky intercoolers, and transmission issues hitting as early as 40,000 miles. Add in recalls for faulty brake systems and unpredictable electronic malfunctions, and suddenly that premium badge doesn't look so shiny. Many owners are now watching resale values plummet as confidence in Ford's once-dominant truck fades fast. Next, the Ram 1500 with the e-torque mild hybrid system, a clever idea that went horribly wrong. Drivers love the smooth start-stop tech, but the hybrid assist units are burning out, and replacement costs are sky-high. Add to that widespread complaints of suspension problems and premature rusting around the frame, and the luxury truck image starts to crumble. Insurance companies have even flagged these models for higher premiums due to costly electrical and bodywork repairs. Mechanics are blunt. It's not if it breaks, it's when. Then there's the Chevy Silverado 1500 with the 2.7-liter turbo engine, a truck that promised to blend power and efficiency but ended up being one of the most regretted buys of 2025. Drivers are fed up with rough idling, cylinder head leaks, and engines that simply don't last. Dealerships are overflowing with trade-ins as owners jump ship, and the resale value has tanked faster than anyone expected. Chevy loyalists are venting online, saying GM's cost-cutting and over-reliance on small displacement engines have finally caught up with them. Toyota's reputation takes a rare hit with the Tundra iForce Max Hybrid, a truck that aimed to revolutionize the segment, but instead brought major reliability headaches. Owners are reporting catastrophic battery failures, harsh gear shifts, and even frame bending under heavy loads, issues Toyota has been slow to address. The brand that once symbolized bulletproof reliability is now scrambling to reassure its fan base, but confidence is slipping as more horror stories emerge on forums and mechanic shops nationwide. And finally, the Honda Ridgeline, once praised for its comfort and practicality, is now being labeled by pros as a crossover pretending to be a truck. Its unibody design can't handle serious towing or payload tasks, and the transmission woes have become a recurring nightmare. Combine that with brake system defects and expensive replacement parts, and it's no wonder owners are rushing to dump them before warranty coverage runs out. All these problems are rippling through the market: lower resale values, higher insurance costs, and shaken trust in brands that once stood at the top of the reliability charts. Automakers are scrambling to issue fixes, release software updates, and extend warranties. But for many buyers, it's too little, too late. Online, you'll find furious owners sharing breakdown photos, repair bills, and even warning others to run, not walk away from these models. Mechanics say the smarter move in 2025 is to go with proven alternatives like the GMC Sierra with the 5.3-liter V8, the Nissan Titan, or even lightly used diesel models that have a proven record of reliability and longevity. What we're witnessing isn't just a few bad models, it's a trust crisis in the pickup segment. When people start saying never again about trucks from Ford, Toyota, and Chevy, you know something big is shifting under the hood. And it's not just about the mechanical breakdowns. These issues are reshaping the entire landscape of truck ownership. Dealers across the country are facing a flood of trade-ins, many of them from frustrated owners who've had enough of expensive repairs and endless recalls. Some dealerships are even refusing to take certain models unless they're still under warranty. because they know fixing them up for resale will eat into any profit margin. That tells you everything you need to know about how toxic some of these trucks have become in the used market. Mechanics are reporting a surge in repeat visits from the same owners, especially those with the newer turbo and hybrid powertrains. These complex systems meant to boost fuel economy and performance are backfiring. Components that used to last 150,000 miles are now failing before 60,000, and parts shortages are making repairs take weeks or even months. One mechanic from Texas said, "I've never seen so many trucks sitting in my lot waiting for back-ordered parts. It's like a graveyard of over-engineered nightmares." Meanwhile, social media has become a battlefield. Owners are posting videos of breakdowns on highways, sharing screenshots of eye-watering repair estimates, and tagging automakers demanding accountability. Threads on Reddit and truck forums are packed with titles like "Never Buying Ford Again" or "Ram 1500 e-torque disaster, learned from my mistake." The conversation has shifted from brand loyalty to survival. People just want something that works reliably without draining their wallets. Automakers are, of course, in damage control mode. Ford has rolled out a series of software updates and extended warranties on certain engine components, while Ram is quietly offering goodwill repairs to longtime customers. Chevy is promising that the upcoming Silverado refresh will fix durability concerns, though many buyers have heard that line before. Toyota is conducting internal audits on its iForce Max systems, but until the next model year proves itself, skepticism remains high. Honda, for its part, insists the Ridgeline isn't meant for heavy-duty work, but that's a weak defense when people are spending over $45,000 on a so-called pickup. And here's where it gets interesting. Insurance companies are starting to factor reliability and repair data more heavily into premiums. Trucks with a track record of engine failures or safety recalls are seeing noticeable jumps in insurance rates, while more dependable models like the Sierra, Titan, or even certain older F-150 V8s are holding steady. This trend is adding even more financial pressure on owners, turning what was once a point of pride into a source of regret. At the same time, the used truck market is reacting fast. Models that used to command top dollar are now selling for thousands less, as savvy buyers steer clear of the problem years. Dealerships are adjusting trade-in values to reflect the risk of future repairs, meaning owners trying to offload these trucks are taking massive losses. It's a perfect storm. Unreliable engineering, expensive upkeep, dropping values, and a growing chorus of mechanics shouting, "Stay away." But the question now is, what caused this meltdown in the first place? Was it the industry's obsession with technology over toughness? Were automakers rushing to impress with hybrid badges and flashy features at the expense of long-term reliability? Or did they simply underestimate how much real-world abuse these trucks face from everyday drivers, contractors, and off-road enthusiasts? Whatever the reason, 2025 might go down as the year buyers finally lost faith in the big names that built the pickup legacy. Because here's the truth that nobody in the boardrooms wants to admit. The pickup truck has always been about trust. Buyers didn't choose a Ford, Ram, Chevy, Toyota, or Honda just because of horsepower figures or glossy ads. They chose them because these trucks were supposed to last. They were built for the long haul, to haul loads, to take a beating, and keep coming back for more. But somewhere along the line, automakers started prioritizing gimmicks over grit. Digital dashboards replaced analog dependability, lightweight materials replaced steel strength, and marketing promises replaced real-world reliability. Mechanics are saying they can spot the difference just by looking under the hood. Instead of simple, accessible engine bays, they're seeing a maze of plastic covers, turbo plumbing, and electric assist systems that fail before they pay for themselves. One veteran mechanic put it bluntly, "Trucks used to be tools. Now they're toys with chrome grills." That sentiment is spreading fast, especially among longtime truck owners who feel betrayed by brands they once defended fiercely. Meanwhile, safety failures are adding another layer of concern. Several of these 2025 dump-worthy pickups have been hit with recalls tied to malfunctioning airbags, braking systems that lose pressure under load, and steering components that can fail without warning. The scary part? Some of these issues aren't being reported until after accidents occur. Online communities are filled with stories of near misses and breakdowns on highways, proof that flashy crash test ratings don't always reflect real-world performance when these trucks start aging past their first few years. The ripple effect is now hitting rural buyers and small business owners hardest. These are the folks who depend on their trucks for work, towing, or farm use, and they're discovering that downtime means lost income. Shops are charging premium rates because demand for repair labor is skyrocketing, and rental truck availability is shrinking as everyone scrambles for reliable alternatives. A broken down truck used to mean an inconvenience. Now it can mean missed contracts or unpaid jobs. Consumers are starting to wise up, though. Forums and truck review channels are becoming watchdogs, warning people away from certain VIN ranges, engine options, or model years. Some even create do not buy lists shared across social media, effectively calling out the automakers who cut corners. And it's working. Sales data shows a noticeable dip in certain trims, particularly those with hybrid or small displacement turbo engines that have developed reputations for fragility. Buyers are migrating towards simpler, more proven setups, even if it means going used or choosing brands they wouldn't have considered before. But what's really fascinating is how this is reshaping brand loyalty. For decades, pickup fans were divided into tribes: Ford versus Chevy, Ram versus Toyota. Now those lines are blurring. People care less about badges and more about bulletproof performance. Reliability is becoming the new status symbol, not horsepower or luxury interiors. It's a shift automakers didn't see coming, and one that could permanently change the balance of power in the truck world. And as that balance shifts, the ripple effects are being felt across every corner of the auto industry. Dealerships are rethinking their inventory strategies, cutting back on stocking the problem-prone models, and instead trying to secure more of the old-school, naturally aspirated V8 trucks, or even certified pre-owned models from the pre-turbo era. Some dealers have quietly admitted that they're getting more trade-in requests for 10-year-old trucks than for brand new ones, and that's telling. It's not nostalgia driving that trend, it's frustration. Mechanics and independent garages are also cashing in, though they'll tell you they wish it weren't this way. Shops that specialize in major engine rebuilds or hybrid system repairs are booked months in advance. Some are even turning away new customers because they don't have enough technicians or parts to handle the demand. And the parts situation is grim. Certain turbochargers, battery modules, and ECU units are on national backorder, with wait times stretching beyond 90 days. For truck owners, that means downtime that costs both time and money. Meanwhile, automakers are scrambling to regain control of the narrative. Ford is teasing a complete reliability overhaul in upcoming models, while Chevy is promising to simplify its engine lineup and return to proven powertrains. Ram is investing in new frame coatings to combat corrosion issues, and Toyota is reportedly fast-tracking a recall campaign to address hybrid cooling failures. Honda, however, remains in an awkward spot, doubling down on marketing the Ridgeline as a lifestyle vehicle rather than a workhorse, which only alienates the truck crowd further. But while the manufacturers talk damage control, real truck owners are already moving on. They're rediscovering older models, the pre-2020 Ford F-155.0 V8S, the 2015 to 2018 Silverado 6.2 liters, or the last-generation Toyota Tundra with the 5.7 V8. Trucks that might not have the latest tech but have something far more valuable: a track record. On YouTube, TikTok, and truck forums, these models are being praised as the last real trucks, and prices for clean examples are climbing fast. It's almost ironic. While new models sit unsold on dealer lots, well-maintained older trucks are fetching premium prices in the used market. This shift has also started to expose a bigger truth about the direction of modern vehicles. Complexity doesn't always equal progress. The more systems you add, turbos, hybrid batteries, electric steering, the more points of failure you create. Mechanics have a saying: every new feature is another thing that can break. And in 2025, that's proving painfully accurate. Drivers who used to brag about 300,000-mile lifespans are now struggling to hit 80,000 without major repairs. The promise of innovation is colliding head-on with the reality of reliability. But here's where things might take an unexpected turn. With so many owners abandoning these troubled trucks, there's a new wave of buyers stepping in, bargain hunters, DIYers, and small shops who see opportunity in the chaos. They're scooping up discounted models, fixing them on their own terms, and flipping them for profit. It's creating a strange secondary economy around the very trucks mechanics warn people to avoid. And that raises a big question. Are these models truly beyond saving, or are we just witnessing the growing pains of a market that pushed too hard, too fast, toward the future of trucking? Because underneath all the chaos, there's a deeper story unfolding, one that could redefine what it even means to build a good truck. The automotive industry has been racing to modernize. Cleaner emissions, better fuel economy, futuristic tech. But in that race, something essential got lost. The rugged simplicity that made pickups dependable in the first place. Now, 2025 is forcing both automakers and consumers to face an uncomfortable truth. Maybe trucks were never meant to be cutting-edge gadgets. Maybe they were meant to be tough, repairable, and predictable. Mechanics are beginning to call it the durability gap. Trucks today are packed with sensors and modules designed to optimize every ounce of performance. But those same components are fragile under real-world conditions. Heat, dirt, towing strain, off-road vibration. One shop owner in Arizona compared the latest models to smartphones on wheels, saying they do amazing things until they don't. Then they're useless until you spend thousands to get them talking again. That kind of dependency isn't what truck buyers signed up for, and that's exactly why this backlash is spreading so fast. You have construction crews going back to older fleet vehicles because they can't afford downtime. You have towing companies refusing contracts that require hauling newer hybrid trucks because they're too unpredictable. Even rental agencies are quietly reducing their orders for the latest models, citing service inconsistency. The people who rely on trucks every day aren't just disappointed, they're changing how they buy, drive, and trust vehicles altogether. But amid the chaos, something fascinating is happening at the enthusiast level. A growing movement of DIY truck owners is learning how to take matters into their own hands. Online tutorials for replacing turbo actuators, hybrid batteries, and transmission solenoids are racking up millions of views. Small-town garages are turning into community hubs where frustrated owners share tools, trade parts, and rebuild their trucks without dealer intervention. It's almost a renaissance of old-school mechanical culture, born out of necessity, not nostalgia. When the systems fail, the people who love their trucks refuse to just give up. And yet, for every story of a successful fix, there are dozens more of owners who simply couldn't keep up with the constant failures. They sell their trucks at a loss, switch to SUVs, or move to more reliable alternatives like the Nissan Titan, or even smaller mid-sized trucks that don't rely on the same complex powertrains. It's changing buying habits too. More people are starting to prioritize reliability reports and maintenance costs over brand prestige. The flashy badges and best-in-class marketing are losing their grip as word of mouth becomes the ultimate authority. So now, as we move deeper into 2025, the big question looming over the entire pickup industry isn't which truck is best anymore, it's which one will still be standing after 5 years of real-world use. Because if there's one thing mechanics and owners can agree on, it's that trucks are supposed to earn their keep, not drain your bank account. And unless the automakers take a hard look in the mirror and start building for durability again, we might be witnessing the slow unraveling of the very brands that built America's love affair with the pickup truck in the first place. And that brings us to the bottom line. The pickup truck, once the symbol of American reliability and pride, is facing an identity crisis, and 2025 is proving to be its reckoning year. When you have lifelong Ford owners switching brands, Chevy loyalists calling their trucks lemons, and Toyota fans questioning reliability for the first time in decades, you know the industry has crossed a line. Too much tech, not enough toughness. Too much style, not enough substance. Mechanics aren't saying all modern trucks are bad, they're saying the wrong corners are being cut. When profit margins and flashy marketing trump engineering durability, the results show up in the repair bays, not the boardrooms. These 5 trucks, once bestsellers, have become cautionary tales. Reminders that progress isn't progress if it leaves dependability behind. The sad truth is that many of these issues could have been avoided if manufacturers had listened to the people who actually fix and drive these vehicles every day. But maybe this is exactly what needed to happen. Maybe this wave of frustration, this mass dumping of trucks, is the wake-up call automakers needed. So, if you're thinking about buying a pickup in 2025, take this as your warning and your education. Look beyond the commercials. Read the forums, watch the owner reviews, and learn from the mistakes of others. Because in a market full of marketing noise, the smartest buyers are the ones who listen to the people covered in grease, not the ones wearing suits. The pickup world is changing fast, but one thing will always stay true. A good truck earns its reputation the hard way, mile by mile, job by job, year after year. And the ones that fail? Well, they end up right here, on the list of trucks everyone's dumping. Until next time, stay smart, drive safe, and remember, when it comes to trucks, toughness isn't something you advertise. It's something you prove.